Hi everyone, and welcome to the new episode of Solo Chogokin and Z. Here finally today we're gonna talk about to another recycling on Bandai style. In fact, today we're gonna talk about the great Mazinger GX02R Tokyo Limited of 2019 on the same line of the GX01R Mazinger Z Tokyo Limited. Bandai has somehow rearranged in some way, but not even very well, the GX01R Mazinger Z and the GX02R Great Mazinger. So don't waste the time and let's gonna see how we can save money on Solo Chogokin. Yes, but not for you. No, for Bandai. Roll the video.
Dash, dash, dun 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 dun. Dash, dash, dun 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 dun. Dash, dash, dun 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 dun. Scramble, dash.
Let's start from the box. Great Mazinger GX02R Tameshi Nation Tokyo Limited from 2019. This model is a limited edition, and Bandai considering that's more important of the special edition. But we know the word special edition, it means nothing for Bandai. So this model, it will be more important of nothing? Bah! It is a mystery also for Bandai believer. The box, it is like the GX01R Tokyo Limited. It is very ugly, but this one is less ugly compared to the one of Mazinger Z. The image and the quality is not that bad, but nothing special. We have also here the box in vertical with the Great Mazinger imposed very similar to that one of GX02R, but without the enchantment from Photoshop. In the bottom we have the virus logo, also the one from the anime. Sideways, like the Mazinger Z Tokyo Limited, we have a pattern of Tameshi Nation logos in glossy black on a black background. Above the word Tameshi Nation Tokyo and below all the wording. Let's turn the box and we can find not too much. Obviously it is a limited edition, and if we don't have much on the special edition, here we have even less. We have the cover image in the background with a less quality and more zoom in with a black and white Tameshi Nation Tokyo. The logo in red, the name of the product in English and in Japanese, and the various logos like the Mazinger Z. Anyway, they get limited on the details. Let's open the box and we have the robot, a great boosters ramp, 2 Mazingers blade, 2 brand Condors, one in fire-on mode, another one in flight mode, 2 right hands for the famous handshake between Mazinger Z and Great Mazingers, 1 set of hand can hold object, 2 set of fist, 1 set of hands for thunder break, 1 setup for Rocket punch, 1 set of atomic punch, 1 set of joint magnetized arms, 1 set of drill pressure punch. Let's compare it with the GX02R and we can see the contents is the same. A display, a great boomer. Let's dig in the box and we find a wings, a scramble dash setup, the great booster. Some parts need a touch and are available like model kits as these parts are. A sort of a missile from the great booster, central fin for the wings and the great booster, 3 naval missile, a base to all the Mazinger blades, 3 naval missiles panel, 2 back speed kick and 2 knee impulse kick. Let's compare it with the GX02R and also here the contents is the same. Let's move on to the instruction and we can see the limited edition instruction are the same of the special edition instruction. We have the classic Bandai's rule of black and white instruction. In top written the model name, in this case Tokyo Limited. And I can say the instructions are the same instruction of the GX02R Tameshi Nation 2016. Change just the name in the top. Bandai has removed the name on the display because at the time they don't have a clue how it will be in the final version. Anyway, are the usual instructions that explain how everything works, and also here we have the final image of the 2 Mazingers that shake hands, indicating that you must use the Mazinger Z Tokyo Limited. Here we are at the display of the GX02R Great Mazinger Tokyo Limited, and as we see, the display are the same as the GX02R, but with the different name. On the side we can put the support for the Mazinger swords. Let's compare the two displays, and how we see the only difference is the name of plastic. The color is the same, but the written Tameshi Nation Tokyo GX02R Great Mazinger and no longer solo Chogokin Great Mazinger. Of course, we can also put the brand Condor on the display here. Let's move on to the builders. There are two brand Condors. The mold and the material and color are the same of the GX02R. Let's compare them with the GX02R. In fact, we see there are nothing new. It is pity, because after the beautiful Tameshi Nation 2016 color, go back to the original color like the old GX02R for a super limited edition is very disappointing. Let's take a close look to the first brand Condor, which is the one for the display or the flight mode, and we can see it is a new, well done, but nothing more, nothing to be excited, especially if you already have the GX02R. The second brand Condor is to be inserted in the Great Mazinger head, and in fact it is shorter. These two has the same shape, color and material of the GX02R, with the cockpit rotated 90 degrees. Mazinger, go! Fire on! Here we are at the diabolic wings of this GX02R Tokyo Limited, and we see they are the same of the GX02R. As the single block, also here need to insert the central fin to be detached from the model kit. Let's compare them with those of GX02R, and we see they are the same, nothing new. Let's insert the central fin, and it is the same color of GX02R. Let's have a look to the scramble dash. They are diabolic wings in exit phase from the Great Mazinger's body. And also these one are identical in color, shape, material of the one in the GX02R. Let's move on to the Great Booster. And these two, it is the same mold, color and material as the GX02R. Also this one need be assembling. Let's insert the central fin, and also here we need add the missile on the wings. Let's compare it with the GX02R, and we can see the Great Booster also it is the same. The ramp for the display is the same of GX02R, which has the two holes and with the color very similar. We can add the scramble dash and the Great Booster on it. Let's move on to the robot GX02R Great Mazinger Tokyo Limited from 2019. Let's get it out from the box and start put it together. It's exactly like the GX02R. Let's add the diadem, the great boomerang and the various magnetic arms, and the short brand Condor, of course. This model is exactly like the GX02R. In fact, we compared them, and we notice at the first look these robots are the same, identical, as we had already seen in an unboxing. Sideways also here there are no difference. Let's check the back, and also here is the same. We have the inscription made in China 2002. So same body, same model, coloring very similar. Let's go to see a close-up to the face, and we can see there is a bit of difference in the coloring. We have the grays of the face darker, but still have shade visible only if you put next to each other, as we had seen in the Mazinger Z GX01R Tokyo Limited. Just a reminder, the function and the weapons are the same. Let's go and see the Mazinger sword that obviously can be inserted in the hand. As coloring is very similar to each other, but in the new one is slightly more golden than GX02R, most likely because it is a new model, never exhibited, against my GX02R, which has been exhibited since 2002. We add the drill pressure punch, and here too we can obviously shot them. I will miss this function from the next week. Drill pressure punch! We can add the end for the thunder break. Behind we can open the flaps by pressing the beautiful button, beautiful function, love it, and add the wings or the scramble dash. Obviously we can add the great booster. We open the flaps to better stabilize it in the flight mode, because we can go Mach 4 with this great booster. Crazy! Here too we can add knee impulse kick and a back spin kick. I reminded the same function, the same accessory and the same body of the GX02R. Let's take a close look to the model. Obviously here too we can remove the great boomerang and use it as a weapon. Great boomerang! Here too we have the side button to remove the diadem and insert the naval missile. Naval missile! Here too we have the right hand to add to make the two Mazinger shake hands, as we had already seen in the GX02R and in the GX02R Tameshi Nation 2016. Anyway, it is a very beautiful idea. Here we are, the final comments and the price for this great Mazinger GX02R Tokyo Limited of 2019. As we understand, it is the same model as the GX02R. Also, the coloring is very similar. As we have seen, there is not too much to add to the difference. The biggest difference are in the instruction on the box and the name of the display. Can this difference convince fans to buy this model? What is the purpose of this model? Maybe give those who don't have the GX02R the opportunity to buy it new and not to look for a second hand of this great Mazinger? But why should it be found only in the Tokyo store? Maybe to convince fans to go to the Tokyo store? But I don't understand this strategy. However, what is the real reason for this model does not take away from the fact these two models, Great Mazinger and Mazinger Z Tokyo Limited, have the ugliest packaging that I haven't seen. We are talking about Solo Chogokin, the top of the range of the Bandai models. Bandai, you must be shamed for this box made in 2019. Anyway, beautiful model because it is the GX02R. All the time because it is the GX02R. But great disappointment. If Bandai add the arm and legs from the GX02R Tameshi Nation 2016 on this model and add in the box the Mazinger sword from the GX02, because that is the one close to the anime, and add the great booster in plus also from GX02, we have the new GX02R worthy of the Tokyo store, worthy of the limited edition and more like to the anime. And for a model like that, many people would have spent 11,000 yen excluding tax, which is the price of this model, which is 160 New Zealand dollars, 95 euros. This was the last GX02R in the new episode of this great series. We start with the GX73 Dynamic Classic Great Mazinger, always here at Solo Chogokin and there.